You know, Jennifer Rubin at the Washington Post? Oh, goodness. I don't want to get my blood pressure up. Jennifer Rubin, who honestly is the new, she's the Bernie slayer. I think I've read at least 100 columns from Jennifer Rubin this campaign, anti-Bernie columns. She headlines this, "The Benefit of the Democrats Denouncing Sanders' Selfishness." She's a warmonger, too, who helped push us into Iraq, but that's a whole different story. So she's coming up with this gem. The problem, according to many Democrats, remains that 15% of Sanders supporters say in polling that they would vote for President Trump over Biden. This nugget actually makes the opposite argument. There is nothing that would satisfy some faction of the Sanders coalition that would rather blow up our democracy and re-elect Trump. With people so irrational, those fucking people who want health care and sick leave and a roof over their head, those fucking irrational fucking rats. With people so irrational, the best response is to ignore them. They, like the MAGA hat crowd, are unreachable and cannot be bargained with. More new Green Deal talk. Oh, God. As she probably swigs that Chardonnay and caviar. So don't try. No more outreach to Sanders. No more promised policy modifications. No more speaking slots at the convention. Enough. Enough, Jennifer Rubin writes. But that's not all. She's got really, really crack political advice. It would make perfectly clear that Biden is not Sanders and not a crazy left-winger, as Trump would like to paint him in the campaign. Biden makes a sharp distinction between the Democratic Socialist crowd and his own brand of center-left politics. Since he can't get the 15% of Bernie or bust Democrats or independents, he might as well make a strong play for moderate independents and disaffected Republicans. Cutting Sanders off effectively allows Biden to pitch to gettable swing voters, not waste time on unattainable Bernie bros. Oh, God. God, I can't take any more of this. I just can't take any more. I can't take any more. Let me show you Chuck Schumer. Remember Chuck in 2016? For every blue-collar Democrat we lose in western Pennsylvania, we'll pick up 2 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And you could repeat that in Ohio and Illinois and Wisconsin. This was the Democratic Party's strategy in 2016. Oh, no, we're not going to actually provide or offer progressives anything real. No. That would involve giving up the money train. That would involve stopping to take the money from Wall Street, from the fossil fuckers, from big real estate, big pharma, Silicon Valley. No, we're not doing that. So if we have to lose, if we lose a blue-collar worker in western Pennsylvania, there's plenty of, quote, moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia that will make up for it. 2-1, Chuck Schumer said. And repeat that in Ohio, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Anat, when's President Hillary Clinton's press conference today? When's President Hillary Clinton's press conference? Oh, so now the intellectual bourgeoisie is telling us, let's just don't bother with the progressives. The most growing voting bloc in America. By the way, a lot of those progressives are Latinos. Let's try and court the moderate Republicans. And by the way, it wasn't only Chuck Schumer. Hillary Clinton was targeting Republicans turned off by Donald Trump. That's part of why she picked Tim Kaine as her vice president. Miss Clinton's campaign is repositioning itself after a year of emphasizing liberal positions. Repositioning is a different term. It's a synonym for selling out and moonwalking. Not that anyone believed her liberal positions in the first place. So she tried to appeal to independents and Republican-leaning white voters. Unfortunately, these political geniuses, who apparently are paid to lose, don't realize There's no longer a thing. There's no moderate Republicans don't exist anymore. You know what a moderate Republican is? The mainstream Democratic Party. That's who the moderate Republicans are. Democrats, for the most part. So what they think is a moderate Republican that's going to come vote for Joe Biden, they don't exist. The moderate Republicans are the Democrats. What used to be moderate Republicans are now bat crazy, extremist, MAGA people. But the truly crazy thing about this, what's going to happen, Joe Biden's probably going to pick, my money's on Kamala Harris, maybe Amy Klobuchar, which is basically a you to the progressives. He's going to perform awfully in the general election debates. That is, if he makes it. What's happening here is they are in real time picking the wrong strategy. When it blows up in their face, because Trump is just foaming at the mouth to start running ads against Joe Biden. Sleepy Joe. Wouldn't surprise me if you start hearing Dementia Joe. I'm not kidding. Trump does not care. He'll call him Dementia Joe. Starts running ads of Joe Biden sniffing young children's hair, talking about children rubbing his hairy legs. Now there's a woman, Tara Reid, accusing him of sexual assault. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. All I know is it's despicable that the media isn't really covering it. She deserves to be heard, and Joe Biden maybe should be asked about it. He's been interviewed on MSNBC, on CNN, not asked about it. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was smeared once. I don't just believe women no matter what. I want to know the facts. But if you're the Democratic frontrunner, shouldn't you be asked about a woman claiming that you forced yourself upon her, pushed her against the wall, and penetrated her with your finger? I think you should be asked about that. So far, he has not. But Donald Trump is certainly going to bring it up. Donald Trump is certainly going to bring up his cognitive state. Donald Trump is certainly going to bring up his fakakta stories about being jailed in apartheid South Africa. So get ready. They're already blaming. And shamefully enough, not only are they blaming the Bernie people for Joe Biden's lack of enthusiasm, 24% of voters polled that say they'll vote for Joe Biden are strongly enthusiastic about voting for Joe Biden. That's the lowest rate in 20 years. Not only that, but now they're trying to shame Bernie Sanders' press secretary and put her out of work for the rest of her career. Did you see this? This is Bernie Sanders' press secretary, Briana Gray. She tweeted, I thought, fairly innocently, Senator Kamala Harris had tweeted, testing for coronavirus and treatment needs to be free, period. So Brianna said, this is a good start, but is it okay to die from cancer or diabetes because you're poor? Oh my God, the establishment has gone bad crazy at Brianna today. Crazy over this. Bakari Sellers, who's a sellout, CNN commentator. This is toxic. She's been part of the problem, he says towards Briana Greyjoy. Then someone I don't know says we've both been in politics long enough to know that this person is putting herself in a very bad position for future opportunities. I hope she knows exactly what she's doing, because making unnecessary enemies is a fool's errand. I don't know. That sounds like a threat to me. That sounds like you're not getting invited to the DNC Christmas party in the next 30 years. Oh, you're not getting a job after the revolution with Bernie. And Bakari Sellers responds, this is like Game of Thrones, like the North remembers. Oh, we remember. Bakari Sellers says, we'll remember. Just disgusting. I don't think Briana Greyjoy is going to have any problem getting a job. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com, where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.